welcome NASCAR champion, 3 times I might add, Joey Logano here to our REKAP studios. That's Ryan McGuffey. We call him Guff. I'm David Kaplan. They call me Cap. And that is Joey Logano. Joey, as we went through your bio, Guff and I, we're looking, is there a race you haven't won? Because it's like that long.
There's plenty. And you know what? You can also win the same one multiple times, and that's okay too. So
that is.
There's never enough wins.
No, I mean, but when you look at you are one of the most decorated drivers. I remember it didn't feel like that long ago when this hotshot rookie Joey Logano was going to be joining the NASCAR Cup, and all of a sudden we're sitting here. I guess that's how fast time flies. But when you look at, do you get to appreciate it all? Like you're sitting there trying to win another cup this year, Do you ever in the off season or at all take a step back and go, man, 3-time Cup champ, Daytona, all the polls that you've been on, have you ever been able to appreciate it, or is that for something later on in life?
I think it's for later on. I mean, it sounds cool when you say it. Don't get me wrong, it sounds really cool when you say it. Because I mean, that's always been the dream. But I guess the chase is still ahead of me, right? I'm still out the windshield. I'm still thinking about, I want to win more. There's never, like I just said, there's never enough, right? And so you're constantly like, you win the championship, great. Okay, cool. What's next? Like it's immediate, like the immediate reactions, like you celebrate for, a day. Things are awesome. There's the banquet. There's other great things that go along with it. But it's an immediate reaction right after that to we got to do it again, right? Like I'm not done, It would be nice to go out on top. I can tell you that much. It would be awesome. But I say it all the time. You win the Daytona, you win the championship, and by the time you get to the Daytona 500, the first race of the year, you're nothing again. You're a nobody. You got to do it again. And at least that's the way my mind is. Whether that's right or wrong, it's probably up to whoever. But to me, that's how I work.
So I was really, really good friends, super close friends with Bob Knight, the old basketball coach.
Yeah.
And he was intense and screaming and yelling, and friends of mine played for him and said, dude, that guy's super hard to play for. And one day I was having dinner with him and I said, can I ask you a question, Coach? Do you ever enjoy a win? He said, David, let me tell you something right now. Winning delays the inevitable hell that is losing. And he said, if I win on Thursday, we got a game on Saturday. Thursday's over, man. I have something to eat, and I'm on to the next game. That's probably How are you after a race where you think, crew wasn't great today, I was terrible today? How are you when you go home?
It sucks. I mean, there's really no better word. You put so much effort into winning and being successful, right? And unfortunately for us, like you don't win every race, right? And shoot, I mean, if you could win 5 or 6 of them a year, that's a fantastic season, a fantastic record. But that also means you lost 30 times that year. Right. Even if you won 5, that's a lot of hits. You know what I mean? Like it's not like other sports where it's 50-50. It's a 1 in 36 chance if you're going to win this thing. So you just unfortunately go through that feeling of loss or failure, if you will, and you have to become a good loser. And I know that sounds odd, like, show me a good loser and I'll show you a loser. But to me, the definition of a good loser is somebody that can, accept it, take what they figured out, take what you can learn from it and then move on quickly, right? That short memory, right? So I think that's really what it comes down to. It's okay to be pissed off. You should be when you get beat. But it's important to figure out where you lost it, learn from it, and just move on quickly.
Yeah, I think losing's a great teacher, especially at a young age. And I'm sure early on in your career, probably you hadn't figured it all out yet. So like losing might have stung, or your reaction could have been a lot different. And then all of a sudden you get married. Now you have kids. When you go home, what Cap just said, when you go home, yeah, it sucks. But how much of having a family has helped change your perspective maybe when you do go home after a tough day at the track or a great day at the track?
I mean, it's made everything better. Perspective in life is important. It doesn't take the sting away. If I'm being honest, like to me with racing, like it doesn't take the sting away. What I have learned though is having more than one thing in your life is healthy. Like when I was growing up, I was, not being married, didn't have kids, didn't have other, side hustles or whatever that may be. The only way I can win in life was just racing. So everything pivoted off of Sundays, and that would determine my whole mood for the rest of the week. But now I have other opportunities to win in, right? And you brought up family, right? I can win in family. I could be a great dad. I can win that, right? I could be a great husband. I can win that. I can win in other things that I do outside of just racing, and I can take small wins in that. So it kind of can balance you out. Like when you're having a bad time in racing, I like to find a win some other places. And it's like, all right, I'm still doing okay, or vice versa, right? So sometimes you can be winning on the track and you're just missing in other areas, and that's not good either. But at least it just brings balance, right? Like to me, it takes that roller coaster effect away to where the hurt of not winning on Sundays doesn't last the whole week anymore.
Your wife has been with you, I think, your childhood sweethearts. So she's been with you when you won the Cup titles, and she's also been with you when you were just struggling to get where you're going, man. What is that relationship like? And does she sometimes check you where, okay, guess what? I need help with the kids. I know a race today, big shot, but I need you doing some of this.
My wife's a badass. She's able to just put up with so much. I don't know how she does it. I'm running around like a chicken with his head cut off all the time. I'm just ping-ponging off walls. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and she's got, the kids at home and all the, the activities that go along with that. And she's running here, there, and there. And it's like, okay, like where can I fit in? What do you need for help? And so we try to just communicate the best we can on like, okay, what time are you done today? Okay, I will be home at this time, and then I'm yours, whatever you need. And that balance has worked out really good. For us, like I love her to death. She's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me, and does a great job at helping balancing the things at home and able to make sure we still enjoy life and have some fun. But it's basically whatever you need when I get home. It's not. I don't have a golf game. I don't do any of that crap. Okay, like if I'm going to leave my family, I'm going to make money. And then I'm going to come home and I want to win at being a dad too, right? I want to win at that too.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. We'll send her a link to make sure, like when times are tough, that she understands that you're giving her all the cred here on the recap. All right, so we've been proud to partner with NASCAR all month as we preview the NASCAR street race here in Chicago, July 5th and 6th. I have a lot of questions about the street race, but just what makes the street race so unique? I mean, I've been down there for it. It's such when you're there, sometimes it doesn't even feel real when you're walking around Michigan Avenue and you got that you're flying by. What has made, I forget the rain, take the rain of 2023 off the table because that was insane. What makes the Chicago street race challenging and unique?
Well, there's a lot of walls to hit. That makes it pretty challenging. It's really bumpy. But it's not a track that's very typical for us in NASCAR because the street course aspect of it is very new to us. So as drivers, you're trying to adapt as quickly as possible. It's not like you get a lot of practice or anything like that to really dial your car in or dial yourself in as a driver. So there's a lot of just unknowns you got to deal with. And to the point, there's no room for error. With all those walls there, you miss the corner, you're smoking that thing into the wall and you're wrecking your car. So you're like easing into it a little bit where we're typically like, okay, I'm going to overrun the corners and figure out where the edge is. Well, you figure out where the edge is in this one, you're going to need another car. So it just changes the game a lot from that standpoint. It's challenging for everybody though, right? Like not just for the drivers and the teams, but everyone's got to put this track together in a really quick amount of time, right? And then all the other logistical things that happen, it's just so different than what we do every other week where we're at a facility where it's typically a racetrack and then you drive to your hotel, you have all stuff like, we're in the middle of a city. We're trying to bring all these haulers in. We're like one of the biggest cities, by the way. Like trying to do all this it's challenging, but I think there's no doubt that it's been awesome. For the fans, reaching out to maybe a non-race fan. A lot of people you can't to your point, you can't hide from it. We're racing right down the main drag there.
What did you have any experience with the city of Chicago? Had you never been here? And what do you think of it? I mean, it's a gorgeous summer city, man.
It is, especially where we're racing there, right by the park and the lakes right there. It's beautiful. Yeah, I've been there a few times before that. Never on vacation. It's always been work events, so I never get to see a whole bunch of it. But I've definitely enjoyed all my time I've been there. It's been a great time.
Any
really
pizza?
Cool.
Did you get any pizza here?
Yeah, of course.
Deep dish?
Right.
You like deep dish?
I do. I like it. Listen, I don't know. All pizza's good pizza.
There's no
not
such
as good as
thing
Hunt
as
Brothers
bad
pizza though. That's the Hunt Brothers has maybe the best pizza there is. But outside of that, it's some pretty good stuff there.
When you're trying to win, like obviously you're trying to win every race, but like the street race is so challenging and unique. And then you have weather implements like you had the last 2 years. It's rained, but that rain in 23 was
crazy.
I mean, you're talking about 5, 6, 7 inches of rain. So the fact that thing even got off at all, I think you were 8th that year, I think 23rd last year. How does navigating these, I'll call it a one-off, how does navigating like a one-off while you're looking at the standings, trying to get points for the playoffs, trying to defend a cup, do you still have the same competitiveness in trying to win the race, but these one-offs can also screw up the week-to-week formula that you're so accustomed to at the track when you set and forget and get set up each week like you do?
Yeah, I mean it's an odd race for sure. And then you, to your point, you had the rain that's happened the last couple of years there. You're like, geez, like what else can you add to the plate here to try to figure out? But I think it's put on a good race. It's been entertaining. I hope it doesn't rain this time because not necessarily for the racing on the racetrack. I just want the fans to get the full experience. That's like, I want everyone to get the full NASCAR experience, the concerts, all the things that happens throughout the week going into the race and during that weekend. When it's pouring down rain, it takes something away from it, and when you have a nice sunny summer day, that's the jam. You know what I mean? Like there's so many great things that can happen. So hopefully the rain stays away this year. Third time's a charm, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you a sports fan other than what you do, other than auto racing? Do you watch football, baseball, basketball, hockey, anything?
I watch very casually. I watch just parts of it. I can't say I dig down deep enough to know all the players and know everything, but I love watching people compete at an elite level because I can relate to that. So yeah. I absolutely love the stories on how people prep and getting to meet other athletes. I love that. My oldest son's becoming quite the sports kid, so that's helping my case. So we're moving out of the bluey stage into sports, which is awesome. So he's a big NBA fan right now. That's fine. We just watched the finals. It was good. So we're moving on.
Coolest celebrity you've ever met where they're like, wow, I'm with Joey Logano, and you're like, wow, I'm with so-and-so?
To me, Mario Andretti. And I know, to me, cool. As a child growing up, Mario Andretti was the freaking man.
Yeah.
And I got to meet him quite a few times, and now he knows who I am, which I think is the coolest thing in the world. Like when your childhood's like hero comes by, he's like, "Hey, Joe," you're like, "What? You know me?" Right. That's so cool.
Super cool.
I think it's one thing I think it's super cool. Just when you look at professional drivers, you guys have been driving since you were 4, 5, 6 years old. Like it's not something you prep for in high school. It's like, okay, as a freshman, there's the freshman kart team. No, that's not how it works. Who put you in a car? Was it your love at a young age to get in like a kart? Was it your dad's, your parents? How did you find driving and how did you fall in love with it?
Yeah. So, for me, I was the kid, got my first Hot Wheels cars, right? And loved it. And then cars are cool. My old man had a couple classic cars, and I loved going, for rides in those. And I got a go-kart for Christmas. That was as a Christmas gift, just a little yard cart. And that was it. Like I loved every day I came home from school. I got in that cart and I would just burn laps, just keep going through the woods, through the yard, neighbor's yard, mailboxes. I hit a lot of stuff along the way, but I just loved it. And I think my parents just recognized that I really enjoyed driving. I love competing as well. Like I tried playing baseball, I played hockey, and to be honest with you, I sucked. And so like I want to win as much as anything, and I love driving, and I could win. I was good at it, so I was like, "This is perfect. I'm going to do this for a while." My parents just helped me along the way, and helped me chase my dreams. So I'm very fortunate to have that opportunity.
When you have to drive on a highway, you're going to Costco, you're going to Sam's Club, wherever you're going. What is that like? You're not going 200 miles an hour. Are you like, would you get out of my way in the left lane, please?
Yeah, it's a question I get so often, because the want and the ability to just hammer down is there. Like I want to just go as fast as I can, and I feel very comfortable doing that, but I know I can't, because the police officers will prevent you from doing that.
Yes.
So I don't do that because I got too much on the line, but and it's not smart and it's not safe, so I don't do it. But I really wish there was a hammer lane that you can just let her eat and not get in trouble, but not quite the case here in America.
We started this whole thing off with, is there a race you haven't won? But of all of the honors that you've had at this point in your career, and look, you're a young guy still, there's a long way to go, but you're named one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers. We talked about Daytona. You've won the All-Star race. You've won 3 cups. Is there an honor to you or a race that and I asked about perspective, but there was one that's like, damn it, that's really cool. Like, I'm so glad I won X or have been named that. Is there an honor for you that you've had that you're like, yeah, that's pretty awesome?
You can't beat championships. Championships to me, like, that's how you're measured in any sport, is how many championships have you won. So that to me is always going to be the big part, because that kind of is like all encompassing, right? It takes everything into it. But I'd say the other one that stands out to me is years ago, there's a Community Champions Award that they give out in the NASCAR industry. And we won that with the Joey Logano Foundation. And that to me was so cool because it was winning off track. And I like I said, I want to win. I want to win everything. So if we're going to do charitable stuff, let's be the best at that too. So the fact that we were able to win that a few years back, that was back in 2018, that kind of just, to me, hit home a little bit more than just race wins, because that's all I've ever won before was racing stuff. So to do some really cool stuff off racetrack, impacting people's lives, that kind of made everything come full circle for me. And I thought that was really special.
Before we let you go, there's a quote that I live by that as I talk to you, I think the quote fits you perfectly. I just want to work hard, make money, eat with good people, and love the same woman over and over again. That is,
I love that.
Isn't that a great quote?
That's me. That's all I want to know.
That's you.
Well, what's wrong with any of that? Nothing.
Nothing. That's
great. Yeah.
That's
it's
like,
okay to want to win.
Exactly. There's nothing anyone would want to change about that, right?
No, I agree with every bit of that. Yeah, I love that.
That's what that's how this company was built, on YouTube. And we always say we're going to the moon, and we'll publicly say it to people. We don't care. If you don't want to come, don't hop on board. We're going to the moon because there's only one way to go. That's to win it all.
That's it.
It's such a great attitude. I wish more people had that attitude. Everyone's got, sometimes they're just realistic goals, and they just do just the bare minimum to hit the realistic goal. And then all you did is hit a realistic goal at the end of the day. Right. So what? Put the big stuff up there. Go for the moon, like you said. And, even if you've come short of the moon, you still went pretty far.
Damn right.
You're still out there.
That is it.
Damn right.
Well, when you get to town, we hope we get a chance to shake your hand. And the NASCAR street race, it's the only one on the circuit, so it'd be cool to see you win it here.
I would absolutely love it. Yeah, and I hope to see you guys there. Appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, Joey.
All the
Appreciate
best
it,
to you, Joey.
All right. Thanks, guys.